tolerance, integrity, and transparency. These are FAMBRAS values to make the world a better place. In 1950, the young Lebanese worker Hussein Mohamed El Zogby arrives in Brazil and, as so many other immigrants, begins his life in the country as a peddler. At the end of the 1970s, with the number of Muslims in full growth in Brazil, the need arises for structure and organization. Concerned with the brothers who arrived in the country, Haj Hussein became active in their causes and an important community leader. Therefore, on the 19th of December in 1979, he founded the Federation of Muslim Associations of Brazil, FAMBRAS, with the purpose of strengthening and unifying the various Islamic entities in the country. Alongside with the embassies of Islamic countries, FAMBRAS strive to promote and solidify Islamic culture in the national territory. The organization assisted in the construction of most mosques in the country, facilitating the practice of Islam, encouraging new adepts, and promoting social communion with other religions in Brazil. In the year 2000, the organization was led by the executive director, Dr. Mohamed Hussein El Zogby, who remained in office for 12 years, still under the command of Haj Hussein. In 2012, he assumed the entity's presidency, bringing advances in the religious, social, economic, and diplomatic segments. FAMBRAS is today the most important Brazilian Islamic entity, working in partnership with the national and international Muslim communities. It is also in large part responsible for the continuous growth and strengthening of the religious practice, and for the dissemination of the real Islam's concepts to non-Muslims. Get to know more about some of the Federation's social and philanthropic projects. The No Islam Project was idealized after researching that most Brazilians do not know about the religion or have a distorted view about it. The project's purpose is to propagate its true message, bringing Islamic culture and wisdom throughout the country. This is done through lectures in schools and universities, electronic communication, and mainly through the free distribution of books, reaching the mark of more than 4.5 million copies donated. The project has been developed in other initiatives, such as Dawa Brazil and the Book Bienal. The term Dawa designates the work of spreading Islam. Its literal translation means to make an invitation or to call God. The diffusion's purpose is to show people, both Muslims and non-Muslims, the religion's true essence, answering their questions and inviting them to understand the Prophet Muhammad's teachings. FAMBRAS carries out the project in the whole country, setting up tents in places of large movement of people. Throughout numerous editions of the International Book Bienal in São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, FAMBRAS distributed free information and Islamic books to visitors, and also held exhibitions and interactive content. Muslim Family Challenges aims to propose debates and practical actions in the Muslim community on themes of their current daily life and to strengthen the bonds of the families with the religion, intending to host Muslim tourists during the 2014 World Cup. FAMBRAS created the Salam Brazil project. It distributed more than 2 million free books and a guide for Muslim tourists, with the locations of mosques and Islamic centers, as well as prayer times, telephone numbers, and addresses of the consulates of the Islamic Arab countries. The tribute to Muhammad Ali took place in the Santo Amaro Mosque in São Paulo. At the occasion, the event space was inaugurated in honor of the Muslim boxer, who made history not only for his performance as an athlete, but also for his social actions around the world. In 2005, a letter from a Brazilian prison, the extinct Carandiru, caught the attention of FAMBRAS. It was the curious request of a detainee who was interested in Islamic books and asked for some copies for reading. From this request, Project Detainees came to life, which consists in exchanging letters to clarify doubts, distribution of prayer books and calendars, and the provision of appropriate prayer clothes and rugs. Idealized by FAMBRAS in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Islamic World Course, Society, Culture, and State is held every year in Brasilia at the Rio Branco Institute and promotes knowledge of Islamic culture for diplomats and public officials. With several editions a year, the Solidary Islam Project assists Brazilian communities living below the poverty line. By addition, the project conducts more than 10,000 medical and laboratory tests, appoints for nutritional orientation and dental care, bringing health, culture, citizenship, and leisure to the needy population. Every year, in partnership with the most important national and international organizations and companies, FAMBRAS makes it possible to hold fasting dinners in mosques during the holy month of Ramadan through food donations and financial resources. Moreover, the Iftar Brazil project also provides assistance to underprivileged Brazilian communities. Together with international partners, FAMBRAS celebrates the end of the Ramadan fast by donating clothes and food baskets to Islamic entities. FAMBRAS grants annually a scholarship program, an accompaniment to Hajj and Umrah, benefiting Muslims who want to fulfill one of the religion's main pillars and are unable to afford the trip. In commemoration of one of the most important holidays of Islam, which celebrates the Prophet Abraham's willingness to make a sacrifice to God, FAMBRAS and international entities finance the meat slaughter donated to Muslims and poor Brazilian communities. Through the representation of a Muslim athlete, surfing champion born in Brazil, FAMBRAS has created the Peace Athlete Project with the aim of carrying the Islam's message around the world through sport. FAMBRAS grants scholarships in primary, secondary, technical, and higher education for Muslims and non-Muslims. Scholarships are granted for the study of the Islamic religion in Muslim countries. One of the ways found by the Foundation to help people in the situation of refugee or immigration in the country was the creation of And Me, Where Do I Stay? And I, Where Do I Stay? The first forum on immigrants and refugees in Brazil, an event that discussed the issue in the academic and intellectual world. After the forum, in partnership with the São Paulo City Hall and the Immigrant Secretary, FAMBRAS held the event, And I, Where Do I Stay? And Me, Where Do I Stay? Social Action of Islam, which brought specialized healthcare to refugees and immigrants. In search of water scarcity solutions, FAMBRAS has joined the great charitable foundations of the United Arab Emirates to bring drinking water to Brazilian communities. Designed for children and pre-adolescents, the comic book Khalil gives an important message to combat Islamophobia, showing that the world is a much better and more fun place without prejudice. Today, FAMBRAS is the main spokesperson of Islam in Brazil and has the recognition of renowned international institutions. Certain of its actions and responsibilities, and keeping intact the religious values and principles of its founder, FAMBRAS continues writing its history, encouraging the knowledge of Islamic religion and culture, and advocating for the peace to the human beings so that the world becomes a better place.